Apiam Health Limited, ASX, AHX on the Australian Stock Exchange, is Australia's leading mixed and production animal veterinary services. And joining me via Zoom right now is Dr. Chris Richards, the Managing Director. Hello, Chris.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. We're seeing a lot of activity with Apiam in the last few weeks with a recent acquisition in the equine industry and also a capital raising. Please tell us, firstly, the recent institutional raise and the current retail raise that you have on offer.
Yeah, so we recently announced a fully underwritten entitlement offer, both to institutions and to our retail shareholders, to raise $20.25 million. The initial part of that was done as an accelerated institutional raise, where we raised $11.9 million, and at the moment we're currently in the process of the retail offer, which ends on the 17th of June.
So the funds raised from this will essentially put you in a position to move towards that target, which I believe is 300 million market cap by the end of 2024?
Yeah, so what this will do is it'll enable us to pay some of the cash contribution of some recent acquisitions that we've made, as well as a very strong acquisition pipeline that we've got ahead of us. So we'll also be able to reduce our debt down to around $50 million as a result of this raise.
For those that are not aware of Apiam, just give us an outline of the actual broad range, because you're a fully integrated service provider all the way from things like vaccines through to domestic pets, through to the equine and livestock industry. Can you give us just a bit of perspective about what Apiam is doing?
Yeah, so Apiam operates 71 veterinary clinics through rural and regional Australia. So, and this covers most areas of Australia, particularly up the East Coast, and it enables us to provide services across the full spectrum of animals. So that's from your domestic animals like cats and dogs through to the production animals or farming animals, the dairy industry, pig, feedlot, and beef and sheep industries. So, in addition to providing the veterinary services, we also have other businesses other ancillary businesses that can enable us to leverage this footprint, such as the autogenous vaccine facility and diagnostic lab that we have in Bendigo. So, that enables us to not only acquire these clinics, but then to be able to apply some other growth synergies to them. So that could be products. We've got a range of products that we get manufactured ourselves, as well as other services that we've developed or acquired that we can apply across our animal footprint.
This business isn't something that you'd look at and expect it would be easy to franchise or run a bunch of practices, because you're really dealing with a very strong skill set in the people in your organisation, aren't you?
Yeah, that's correct. But we've been doing it for over 25 years now. So, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is the culture within the clinics that we do operate. And, we've got a culture where our veterinarians and our support staff are extremely collaborative, and they work together on a regional basis. And then where they're providing specialised services to individual species, then they're also collaborating at that level. So, we've got a very motivated group of people who are really striving to improve the standards of care that they provide to the animals that they provide services, as well as service their industries.
You've got a very broad geographical, well, you just mentioned regional, but you're providing services to every state in Australia. What would you say would be the growth drivers that are going to take you through to, for the next couple of years?
Yeah, so at the moment we're seeing, the regional veterinary industry growing quite rapidly, and that's on a number of fronts. So, firstly, with just prior to COVID, but since the start of COVID, has really started to see growth in regional populations. We've seen people moving out of the capital cities, moving out into those regional growth corridors and into the large regional towns. So, that means we've got more people in the regions, and At the same time, we also had an increase of 20% in the number of pets that have come along as a result of the pandemic. So we're seeing that, and that's really one of the main drivers to our business. In addition to that, we ended a long drought 2 years ago, and we're seeing very good seasons the last couple of years, and we're expecting a couple more years of very good seasons. So that's really having a positive influence on our pasture-based livestock industries.
Well, I can definitely attest to the fact that the increase in domestic animals, for comfort pets and things like that. I got a dog, during COVID, which is, I haven't had a dog since I was a kid. But all right. So what do you see, for Apiam in the next, in the short term, not the full 2 years, but what would the company be undertaking over the next, say, 12 months? This is both for investors, but also in terms of product to market and services to market.
Yeah, well, we'll be continuing on the growth, the strong growth that we've had over the last couple of years. So, we'll see increase in organic growth through our service programs, our Best Mates program, which is a wellness program for our companion animal clients, as well as Pro Dairy, which is a service program for the dairy industry. So we're expecting that to continue. As I said, we've also got a very strong acquisition pipeline, and we'll continue to make acquisitions over the next 6 to 12 months and expand on our regional models. So, our business is really about having several clinics within a region, and so that we can leverage the costs that are in that region and really utilise the specialist skills and expert advice and skill sets that we have within a region. So we'll continue to be operating and expanding like that on the next over the next 12 months. In terms of products, we've brought 3 new vaccines to market in the last 18 months for the cattle industry. Wow. And we expect to see some further products come in the next 12 months.
Apiam Animal Health Limited, listed on the Australian Stock Exchange as AHX. Go look them up right now or their website. Dr. Chris Richards, thank you very much for joining us today.
No worries. Thank you.